All right, it's a beautiful day today. It's May the 4th, I think. No, June the 4th. Ha! Wrong month. Down at Lake Ontario, where I filmed some stuff last weekend with my daughter. I was looking for evidence of melted brick and transitioning brick. There's a nice scorched brick underneath this big glob of melted brick. Anyway, just a couple things here. There's another, I don't know, that looks like it might be the end of a brick. But take a look here. So this is clearly a brick, okay, from that side. Turn it over, you can see that it's transitioned to this, people would call concrete. I call it like pebble concrete. Alright, so yeah, looks bricky. Nice corner there. Might be some mortar there, but that's clearly transitioning. So I just wanted to show you that. It's a nice find. I'm looking for new things. I'm going to go farther than where I went with my daughter last weekend. So let's do it. Alright, so I'm primarily looking for bricks transitioning really clearly into this Pebble Creek concrete. So I'm not going to point out many of the bricks because they're everywhere, every shade and color. But I find this stuff really neat where the pebbles are becoming, transitioning to much bigger clumps. Anyway, here's another piece of this pebblecrete, and that's a really peculiar, odd, chunk attached to it. So that looks like a flattened or some sort of brick previous, as well as this. This is what caught my eye. That just looks like a corner of a brick, as does that. So I think that, this is a good example of bricks getting all churned up and turning into rocks and pebbles right before our eyes, which is kind of cool. All right, this is kind of cool. So first of all, there's some of this leftover melted brick on the surface of this large chunk of pebblecrete. Now this right here, this just looks like a regular rock. Check out like the waves on the surface here. It's incredible how this is melted and then cooled and solidified in this fashion. I haven't seen this, but take a look here. So it looks like a rock, okay? But you've got the metal bits coming out, okay? And then if you look along the side, it's more of this pebblecrete stuff. And so, I don't know if you can see it with the light, I'm sorry. All this metal, okay, just coming out, but that is a really cool, it's almost like the skin of an elephant or something like that. Really cool piece. And like here as well, it's pebblecrete. They've got metal, melted metal coming out right there too.
Slow down.
All right, this is really cool. Hope I can capture it. First of all, this is a really neat glyph here. So I'm fascinated with this pebblecrete when the pebbles become really big. All right, so there's a cool example of that here as well. So just beach stones that have transitioned from these bricks and under these incredible, crazy conditions. All right. So, and then back here we have some darkening of the pebbles. This looks like aggregate, right? Like used to make roads with. But I think that is the result of a further along, or just a different stage of transitioning. All right, so there's that. So it's like they're glued on there. It's incredible. All right, and then behind me, so we've got this big pebble numbers. Then we've got this, where the rocks are really scorched, but there's still some evidence of, looks like mortar. Okay, so that's a different stage of transition. And then over here, burnt rocks are bricks everywhere. Over here, there's another stage where you can still see a lot of the black scorch marks. Okay, but the sharper rocks behind me it's almost like they're rounding and solidifying. But here's another chunk of the larger jagged scored rock brick transitioning still with some of the mortar through it. And then we've got these numbers, and check out, like, come on, really? Yes, the earth birthed this out with this straight line and 90-degree, you know, corners. Exactly. Not a chance. So it's just neat to see these different transition stages of the rock. And there's another one, nice one down there. Cool pebble action going on. All right. Oniva. Okay, it happens every time. The moment I turn my phone off and stop taping, I see something really cool. So that just happened. So I'm walking along here looking at all these huge chunks of melted brick, and I saw this and I was like, oh, look at that metamorphic rock brick, you know, really showing itself. And then underneath, you've got this huge stone. Can you see that? Where the bricks have melted into a large piece like that right there. And then you've got scorch marks, burn marks. But anyway, there's another example of this farther up, which I documented last weekend. It's just coming up a little further. All right, I showed these in my last video, but just as I'm walking by, I'll show them to you again. There's still a brick that hasn't quite transitioned into this pebblecrete. There's another one. A very clear ends of bricks. And up on this piece, it's nice that the lighting is different today. We have all these chunks of brick that haven't quite transitioned into this pebble mess, jumble. Okay, that's cool. And then there's another, not where's my finger? Not quite fully transitioned brick. It's in the shade there. Can you see that? Yeah, what's that doing there? Yeah, okay, this is all the same pebblecrete stuff. And there's a brick showing itself right there. Okay, that's just so cool. And oh, let's take a look down here. Oh goodness. We have more of this C14 red color that hasn't quite gone away. And that piece right there. Cool. All right. All right, here's a cool brick. And I know these are all over the place, but I just wanted to show you how it's been kind of warped from the heat damage. Okay, heat damage. And check this out. Yeah. And then this, like if you were just to see, like find a chunk of that, you'd say, oh, that's, you know, granite or something like that, right? But no, it's brick. All right, this looks cool. Let's look at it together. Just along the bank here. And, oh, is this zoomed in? No. So, you can't see it yet. All right, what's this? Okay, huge chunk, like bricks blended together, I would say. Still, oopsies. Scorched, turning into this brickcrete. And this is very interesting how that happened. Who knows? Cool. All right, I missed this last weekend. Here's another brick. Or I think I did. Another brick that hasn't quite transitioned. See the end of it right there? Yeah. All right, all these huge boulders have melt lines, brick lines, like all over the place. They're so obvious, but take a look here. So I'm right on the bank, okay? This is where all the bricks have been dustified into sand. Okay, continues there. Guarantee this used to be one of those, or bricks, okay? But take a look here. So this is all these huge tall grasses, okay, nature, trees, dirt, And there's a little cutaway here in the, just along the shoreline here. And if you look in, underneath, okay, underneath all the dirt that's above and trees and whatnot, that is all pebblecrete. You fucking kidding me? Like, it goes way back there, okay? This is proof that this is in what is now the soil. And there's all this nature and growth on top of it, okay? These rocks, that pebblecrete, were bricks, and they've transitioned. And there's various stages of transition in these huge boulders that are now here. Okay, look at these brick lines. Are you kidding me? It's so obvious once you see it. Incredible. All right, so we're coming up to this big freshwater piping. The water never stops. That water is clear. It's cold. I haven't drank from it, but it looks lovely. Anyway, I'm certain that this huge number that's here, it's like an old bunker you'd see along the coast of France or something like that. I'm certain this is all brick. Okay, it's the same pebblecrete stuff. And I'm just looking behind it. Okay, it's up against, again, the bank. Okay, the bluffs. And it looks like what's, dirt back there. It's kind of a cutout. But if you look, where's my finger? Right there. It's a piece of metal coming right out of the dirt there. Obviously, part of the original building. Okay, everything else was dustified, but there's still pieces of evidence showing themselves. I can't see around the corner up there. But yeah, that's wait, where did it go? You see, there it is. Sorry. That's pretty cool. Alright, and once again, I showed this in my last video of this place. Here's World Irrigation, and this water is so clear, so cold. See the cold air coming out of here is amazing. It's really chilly. Anyway, there's nothing in there. If I had more guts, maybe with someone as well, I'd want to go in there and explore. See how far you can get. Just see what you find in there. I bet you there's lots of evidence to come across. And I just love how here's the transitioned brick into the pebblecrete, and they match the pebbles right on the beach. Like, these come from that. Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same. And this is the back of it. And there's a nice brick line. Right, where's my finger? Right there. And it's crusting up along that brick line. Right. Continue. Okay, this is a beautiful example of larger pebbles in the pebblecrete. Okay, this is all connected with this melted concrete. But check out the size of these pebbles, okay? So this is what this whole beach is. These come from melted brick, like this huge hunk right here, okay? It's incredible. I love that. It just goes on and on and on. I really want to find the smoking gun of transition. Outline of something there. There's another nice example of this large pebblecrete. And again, it just blends into the beach, and like the pebbles are the same. That's incredible. It's fun. It's amazing. Incredible. And here, this is a huge hunk. Well, not a huge, but this is all attached. Check out the size of these pebbles. And these are exactly like, this is the stuff I've been collecting my whole life. And here, larger pebble. Pebble crate. Here's a nice little melange of bricks, different transition states. Okay, where it's looking like this, and then oh my god, that's so light. Feels like that could float. It's like pumice. There's nothing to it. It's not pumice, but like it feels hollow. It's incredible. So that melted brick, this melted brick. People would call that asphalt, but nope. Scorched brick, and then brick. I mean, these are all bricks. There's a hunk right, obvious hunk there, obvious hunk there. Yeah. All right, I'm just a little farther along, and all along the shoreline, there are these rectangular pieces of pebblecrete in the water. Like there's just huge hunks of it. And I've actually found some of these east of here with like bricks fully intact in these huge hunks. So kind of cool. Now this is the big blowout area that I explored last weekend and filmed a little bit. And there is, yeah, this awesome piece is still here. Oh, that's interesting. So we have, look at this. It looks like a rock. Okay, the top of that looks like a rock, okay? Oh, look at the big rock. Yeah, it's a rock. We go down, and then we've got a brick line right there. And then that, look. There's like brick. It still has the red and the texture to it, or the, well, yeah, texture to it. That's cool. But here is the awesome piece. I'll show it again. Let's see if I've seen here. And I found this last weekend underneath there, way back in there, which is like a little cave, and as far as you go back, it's all this pebblecrete stuff. It's ridiculous. But yeah, check out all the turned up pieces of brick in here. It's an amazing piece of evidence. God, maybe I will try to carry this brick. It is heavy. Tough to carry over the rocks. I'll try putting it in my backpack. It's probably well, I'm just thinking of the 25-pound weights. Maybe 25 pounds. 20. Nah, 15, 20. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Isn't that amazing? That kind of has it all. It's so awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Smashed up world right here. Coming right out of the earth. Right out of the bank, right out of the ground. Look at the size of that tree. It's nuts. It's incredible. See the pieces coming out of the earth. All the vegetation's grown up on it. Here's another transition. Is this attached? Oh no, it's not attached, but still. Metamorphic rock or some sort of rock. Sorry, I threw it because of a spider web all over it. I didn't want to have a spider on me. And here's this more, there's more of this like melted elephant skin. Oh my god, that's so smooth. That's really crazy. There's the Pebblecrete, and then it transitions. Huh, neat. Big hunk of red back there. All right, I may have found it. Being here later in the day from last weekend has been awesome because the lighting is different. I'm just a little farther along, and these huge hunks of Pebblecrete is coming right out of the ground here. And I just caught a glimpse of brick. No, right here. Okay. Okay, look, right there. Right there. Now, right, this is interesting. This is compacted sand, and that brick is, or part of brick, I don't know if it's a full brick, is right in there. But then when you look at this compacted sand with the Pebblecrete, it's like one and the same. Oh, fuck, I can just pull that there. There! Neat, eh? And there's another nice piece of brick that's been compressed, or it's just a portion of it in that piece of pebble.